All right, so this is going to be part 2 of the Blue Square experience put in by UROC in Cumberland, BC here. So this climb trail actually takes you from the road there, and it's a little more difficult climb trail than the Sobo-no-Michi, but it's short and it's really nice because if you're a beginner, intermediate, it's a trail that will improve your climbing abilities. It's got tighter switchbacks, some steep punchy lines, and even kind of a wide open area where there's a little bit of boulder climbing you got to do, and time your pedal strokes so you're not hitting your cranks. And some trickier routes and things like that. So use it as that kind of sessioning tool to get better. You're going to get to the top of that. It is an intersection, so just be a little careful of who's going to be there. But continuing straight from the top of the vanilla climb takes you onto Old Vanilla, or what used to be called just Vanilla. All right, starting off here, you want to be in a pretty high gear. You're going to come down this pretty steep little descent, which is super fun. Keep your speed up, because you're going to enter into a nice long flat section here, which is good, a little back and forth, but you're gonna have to keep pedaling to keep up your speed through here before popping out into a nice wide open area. Little rock slab with a view. Then we're gonna tuck back into the trees here on the left. Same thing, just keep pedaling. There'll be a couple sharper turns here before a nice long down straightaway over some roots and rock drops. That's really fun for a blue rider. So here it comes, nice speed, starting now. Go as fast as you want, whatever you're comfortable with, and then it's going to be a nice big right-hander berm here, tucking into the trees again. You can kind of have fun through here doing whatever you want. You can play around with different lines and little rock hops and things like that. Snake through here, snake through here. It's always tough to keep your speed up, but once you get it dialed, it's much easier. So the second or third time you attempt this trail, you're just going to get faster and faster. If you can keep some speed up through there, there's a lot of room to go here. So on the right there, you can launch off that stump and right into these turns coming up here, but there's a lot of speed being made up back there where I did not. We're going to tuck back into the forest here, into the woods. I find it doesn't take too many pedal strokes to get back up to speed here. It's pretty flat, even down a little bit for a lot of those pedals portions, so it's really good to stay in a high gear for this entire trail. Full speed here, plenty of trees on the left and right that could kind of catch your handlebars. So if you've got nice wide bars, just be cautious of that, where you're tilting your bar and which line you're choosing. So we're coming up to the end of Old Vanilla. There's a road here coming up, a little quad road that you can go right on if you want to lap this, or head over to Blue Collar or some other lines like that. But we're going to go straight through here onto Middle Vanilla. So it's just a continuation, but a very different type of trail. So this is going to be kind of high speed, single track with some nice big berms, nice easy drops, and a nice little rock section. And of course that view is spectacular. So this is a area that was logged a couple of years ago, and it's just starting to grow in now, so it's kind of nice. You got the little bit of wind blocking, and you have that spectacular view. On the really hot days, it's pretty warm to be in this area, but just motivates you to go faster, get that wind in your face. With that clear cut, like any of those trails that I've mentioned, it's so nice to be able to look down the trail and see what's coming up. In those tight, big trees, a lot of times you got to know the trail pretty well to know what's around each corner. On this trail, it's pretty wide open for most of it in the Middle Vanilla. If you're like me and can't maintain your speed through a lot of those big berms, then you're going to have to pedal a little bit. But same as Old Vanilla, you kind of want to be in a higher gear. There's not going to be anywhere that you really need to be gearing down for anything, so just keep it in that upper half of your gear. So if you keep an eye on those really tall trees down the path there, that's where it's going to be an intersection to something called short line, and you can end up going left or right on it to extend or shorten your day, and we'll stop at that intersection. All right, now here where I've stopped is a really interesting section. So you can go left to shorten your day or right to lengthen your day and go to kind of blue collar lower. Left will take you on short line to teapot, all the way down to basically the road if you want to head back home. Otherwise, we're going to continue down here on middle vanilla. So this is just a lower part of middle vanilla, which is even more confusing, but it's a wide open clear cut. It was just logged last year. The trail's brand new. It's a great little connector, nice little flow, a couple little ladder bridges, great little connection to vanilla bottom. Such a great trail to just take in the views. It is absolutely stunning on a clear day up here. Tucking into the trees here, where those really tall trees are, is basically going to be the entrance to bottom vanilla. So you're going to cross this little road here. So there's a left-hander here. If you have more speed and talent, you can air off it. And a nice right-hander here. Beautiful. It's dry conditions, so there's a little pothole in it, but it's a really good condition anyways, considering. And these guys are always on top of their trails, so I'm sure that'll get patched up soon. Yeah, this kind of gets a little more techie, wide open techie. Yeah, just keeping an eye way down the road. Obviously with this clear cut, it's really nice. You can see super far ahead, so you know what's coming up. And then, yeah, basically at that tree line, there's going to be a log road that we're going to go left on. But until then, we're focused. Tuck under a little bent over tree. So I'm just going to take you through my two favorite lines that I take and what I would consider to be the easiest ways down. If you grow to enjoy that line a lot, just know there are a lot of ways to get down. Okay, so at the bottom vanilla, you're going to get up, you're going to follow that logging road at the bottom of lower vanilla all the way up to a trail called Trestle. Now this is kind of a little techie fun trail that's been kind of modified recently to make it even easier for the blue riders to get through. But basically moving forward, it's going to be a lot more tech, a lot more traditional mountain bike trails. So let's get after it. We'll take Trestle and link to the Crafty Butcher. Once you get through Trestle, that's where you're going to come to a little opening and you're going to have a few options. The obvious option is to take the Crafty Butcher line. So there's upper Crafty Butcher, mid, and I think lower Crafty Butcher. And it's all kind of in sequence. It's a great line. It's got some old school wood features and some little rock features, and it's a really nice line. The other option is, if you're looking at Crafty Butcher, there's kind of like a double track that kind of takes off. Looks like it goes to nowhere. Follow that track all the way until you get to a little bit of a hairpin to a climb. You follow that, make a left turn, go up the steep climb, and keep following that trail, and you'll end up at the end, which is going to be Scat. Now Scat will take you down to Brat, and you're going to want to do that line. So Scat to Brat, it's a little faster tech type trail with a little bit of flow mixed in, but it's real single track. It's not flowy machine built type stuff that you saw at the top with new vanilla and those types of things. So that's the two lines I typically take. My very favorite line I'll walk through right now is the Crafty Butcher line. So you do Crafty Butcher all the way through, and then you end up going across a little quad road to Two Flats. Two Flats winds up through the woods and across, and then connects to one of the most amazing little trails in Cumberland here, and that's called Bone Storm. So it's kind of like a really popular black trail around here, and the reason it's kind of so popular and kind of something that most people want to check out if they're here, and if they're an advanced like dark blue intermediate like I am, it has a rock roll feature that is very doable, but it's intimidating and thrilling. You get going real fast through there, and you punch into some bermy little flow just to finish off your day. And if you have the legs for it and the ability, that's the way to go. If you're not keen to hit kind of the trickier blues, punchy climbs, black rock roll, then what you're going to want to do is at the end of the Crafty Butcher line, before you go into two flats, you're going to take a left down that road, and that's going to give you a few options. You can take that road all the way to the bottom if you're spent. I've done that a number of times. I just did that yesterday after showing somebody where to go for Bone Storm, and I was just toast. So I had to go down, no water. It was super hot. That was the end of my day. It's all good. But on that road on the left side, you can find Black Hole, which will take you to Space Nugget, and that's kind of the blue way down. All right, so that wraps it up. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of kind of the blue terrain and the blue square experience that UROC is trying to put into these amazing trails. And yeah, we're so fortunate to be able to enjoy. So if you come for a visit, make sure you're donating to UROC, and yeah, follow them on Instagram and all that stuff. They're a hell of a trail organization, and see you out there.